Millicent is an NPC in Elden Ring and has an important questline involving Gowry and Millennia, all of which will be covered in this video. As usual, useful timestamps can be found in the video description. We can start the quest by finding Gowry at his shack in Caelid. It's just south from the town of Celia. He'll task you with finding an unalloyed gold needle from the swamp of Aeon. We can start the quest by finding Gowry at his shack in Caelid. It's just south from the town of Celia.
Alhamdulillah.
Millicent is an NPC in Elden Ring and has an important questline involving Gowry and Millennia, all of which will be covered in this video. As usual, useful timestamps can be found in the video description. We can start the quest by finding Gowry at his shack in Caelid.
عجيب.
Oh, a pleasure to see you. A pleasure indeed. I am Gowry, a great sage. In my day, anyway. I'd hoped to ask a favor when one of your ilk came along. A strapping young tarnished, able to cross the scarlet swamp of Aeonia. Don't fret, I'll provide fine recompense. Should you accept, I will teach you the secret of Celia, the town you see there. Ah, then you are willing to lend a hand, are you? I need your help to heal a certain young girl. Her name is Millicent. You will find her beyond Celia, resting at the church atop the cliff, stricken by the rotting sickness. The rotting sickness that afflicts Millicent has no cure. When the Erd Tree flourished, even the demigods could not stave off its effects, despite their nigh godhood. But Millicent's suffering can be ameliorated. For this, you are to find a certain needle. Seek the deep, scarlet swamp of Aeonia outside Celia's bounds. The needle, made from unalloyed gold, is lost somewhere there. First, you must find the unalloyed. It's hidden somewhere. Then I will... The secret. First, you must find it.
It's just south from the town of Celia. He'll task you with finding an unalloyed gold needle from the swamp of Aeonia. The needle is held by Commander O'Neill, and you can find him to the southeast of the inner Aeonia site of grace. The best advice I can give for this boss is to be Mia.
يقول لك في بوس. متى في بوس هنا؟ Hello, mate. Anybody home? Hello. Hello, mate. Where's the boss? Yo, are you boss? أنا أبو سكارلت روت. هذا هو البوس. Pikachu, I choose you. قول خلينا على الحصان أحسن. أوه استدعي يا رمى. هلا ما عندنا علاج حق الأمراض. والله أنا أشوف دحين إنه هذا أفضل شيء. باقي كلهم سيئين يا أخي مرة سيئين. المهم دحين نرجع لقاري. صح؟
The needle is summoned to tank O'Neill's attacks. Once you've bested O'Neill, bring the unalloyed needle to Gowrie.
طيب.
In turn, he'll give you the secret to opening the seals throughout Celia, which is that you'll need to...
ورع.
You found the unalloyed gold needle. As promised, I've detailed the secret of Celia right here. Go on. Now let me have a look at the needle. Well, this is a marvel indeed. The work of a true artisan, a meticulous, bold craftsman who grasps the essence of life. Can you give me some time with this? As well made as it is, it won't be much use snapped in half, will it? Can you give me some time? As well made.
طيب.
Hop along the rooftops to reach and light the 3 beacons at the top of 3 towers. This isn't a necessary step to completing Millicent's quest. Fine, but if you haven't done it already, you might as well.
فعلت الأجراس أنا. طيب.
At the repaired version of the needle. After giving Gowry the unalloyed gold needle, reload the area and return to him to get...
هي بابين بس اللي كان مقفل صح؟ بابين وهذا الثالث إذا ما خاب ظني بابين بس اللي كان مقفل. هذا حلو والله مرة حلو جدا. يلحق وجاء. ما تعرف ايش هذا يا ضعيف. هذا يوديك لأماكن سرية. الحين راح افتح لك تليبورت. هذا السكين ذا الامبولد سورد هي ثلاثة مفاتيح. أنا أخذت 2 وهذا الثالث وآخر واحد كان بقي. والله مرة حلو. الستون سورد الأزرق هي اللي أعرفه 3 هي.
I have awaited your return. The needle is repaired. Now it will forestall the rotting sickness, I'm sure.
Really?
Will you give it to the girl, Millicent?
Sure.
I will reward you in kind.
Alright.
Tended to by the witless pests who worship her, or rather her rotting sickness, as a god. A wretched fate, indeed.
The poor
girl. She never wished for any of this. Do you find it peculiar that I would show such concern for the girl? Well,
no.
I'm the one that found her. A mere babe in the swamp of Aeonia. She is one of my dear daughters.
Oh, really?
But the rotting sickness erodes one's memory.
Oh.
I doubt that she remembers the first thing about me.
Such a good father, are you?
I didn't always worry so much.
Why are you laughing, old man?
Now, all you need to do is deliver the needle. She's convalescing in the church atop the cliff just beyond. Do so, and you shall receive a handsome recompense, of course.
A handsome recompense, of course.
Now, all you need...
Okay, fuck off. Oh, pugger.
If you are wise, you will leave, and my flesh writhes with scoff. You ask that I stab myself with the needle to quell the scarlet rot. But how? Never mind. I've decided I would rather trust you than simply continue to spoil from within. Would you mind averting your eyes for a moment?
I know. النية طارت بعدين.
Well, that was easier than expected. But why do I feel so
أماكن الأبراج هنا شوف. هذه هنا، لا دقيقة، هنا هذه The Four Belfries. هذه دخلت البورت هذا تطلع الجبل من فوق كذا.
Get the repaired version of the needle. Keep speaking to him to trigger the next step of the quest, which is to bring the needle to Millicent. Make your way over there and speak with Millicent and give her the needle. Sit down at the nearby site of grace and Millicent will be back on her feet. Speak with her and go through all her
ألعب يا مزة 055.
I hoped to see you again. My apologies.
أوه ما عندها يد.
I fainted before I could even thank you. Everything
أوه
is
جدا
as you
مقطوع.
said.
قدام.
Since inserting the needle, the scarlet rot has ceased to writhe. Even the nightmares have abated. And now, though I can scarcely believe it myself, I can move as I please. Not that I could ever truly repay you, but I would like you to have this, by way of thanks. A token though it is. I'm considering leaving. On a journey.
But you are injured.
Buried in my flesh. I've started to recall, but dimly, my destiny. It's all thanks to you. My name is Millicent. I pray fate permits us meet again. I'm considering with the needle my destiny.
طيب يلا نقلع كل خرا. راحت. يهود. الطريق من هنا أصلا. هذاك جبل وقرف يعني. هو هذا يرمي حجرة. يمه. يلسبن في الليل هذا بس شكله. الإجابة هنا.
Oh, hello again. Something about this place felt familiar to me, so I decided to pay a visit. Hoping to find someone here, but I've only found emptiness. Perhaps, before my departure, I needed someone to say farewell to. Well, I must focus on my journey, for which I have you to thank. I must stay strong. Well, I must stay strong.
dialogue. She'll reward you with the prosthetic. Will need the Valkyrie's prosthesis. It's located in Altus Plateau at the Shaded Castle. You can reach it by traveling directly north from the Grand Lift of Deck. His pest-based spells. To continue, find Millicent there and speak through all of her dialogue, then reload the 8x5. Sit at the site of grace and Millicent will move on to her next location, which is down by Gowry's shack. Find Millicent there and speak through all of her dialogue, then reload the area and Millicent will move on to her next location, and Gowry will now sell you his pest-based spell.
ايش الهرجة؟ ولا تصدق طقم مو عاجبني.
Thank you kindly for giving the needle to Millicent. Now she too can begin her journey and stare her fate straight in the eye. You've been a saint through and as thanks, I vow to impart to you my knowledge of the lost sorceries of the Celians, descendants of the Eternal. Oh, you noticed, did you? Indeed, Millicent did visit this hovel of a home. It seems the memories eaten away by the rotting sickness yet remain, but faintly. However, she has no need of me anymore. No, she must embark on her journey and stare her fate in the eye. I mustn't impede. As I've aged, I've found the best way to aid the young is to be forgotten.
نقتله بعدين.
To continue Millicent's questline, we'll need the Valkyrie's prosthesis. It's located in Altus Plateau at the Shaded Castle. You can reach it by traveling directly north from the Grand Lift of Dectus and making your way through a ravine. The Shaded Castle is a neat location with lots to explore, but for the purposes of this guide, I'll just be showing the path to the Valkyrie's prosthesis, starting from the exterior of the castle. You'll find a clean wrought knight standing as guardian. Defeat them and grab the prosthesis, and then return to the Erdtree Gazing Hill Site of Grace.
طيب.
If you didn't see her last time, Millicent can be found standing a short distance to the northeast. Approach her and
we meet again. In truth, it's been smooth sailing for me. The scarlet rot has stilled since last we met. As such, I've been able to continue my journey. Though rather vexingly, I realized that if I still had my sword arm, I could have aided you in battle.
يا الله يقرفك. شو اللعبة الخرا هذه؟
Are you giving me this arm? Thank you. I am in your debt yet again. I think if the arm serves well enough, it might be possible for me to wield a sword again. If the arm serves well enough, it might be possible. Perhaps then I can aid you in battle.
لعبتها ما عجبتني مرة سيئة. أو اللعبة ما هي لي، عرفت كيف؟ ما ناسبتني مرة. إيش اللي تلحق كورة بسيارة؟ ما دخلت عقلي. مرة ما دخلت عقلي.
Afterwards, make sure to speak through all of her dialogue, then travel to the far north side of Altus Plateau, all the way to Dominula Windmill Village. You'll need to make your way up through the village and defeat the Godskin Apostle at the end. He's a tad difficult, but nothing a strong spirit summon can't handle. Defeating the Godskin Apostle will reward you with the Godskin Peeler and Scouring Black Flame incantation. A new site of grace will also appear nearby. Rest at it and Millicent will appear, new prosthesis fitted to her arm or lack.
Ah, we meet yet again. The arm you gave me truly is a thing of wonder. It feels just like my own. Even handling a sword. Perhaps it is foolish to say this to you of all people, but I am sure of my skill with the sword. Thus, I would have you call upon me in battle, should you ever have the need. I would have you call upon me. It is the only way that I can
Thereof, be sure to speak through all of her dialogue to progress the quest. Now, her next location will be up in the mountaintops of the Giants, next to the ancient Snow Valley Ruins Site of Grace. In order to access the mountaintops, you'll first need to acquire 2 of the Great Runes. I recommend getting the ones from Godric and Renala, then make your way through Lanedale Royal Capital, and defeat Morgoth the Omen King at the Elden Throne. After doing all of that, Melina will give you the Rolled Medallion, which you can use to take the Grand Lift of World up to the mountaintops. From there, it's a short distance north to reach the ancient Snow Valley Ruins, where you can find and speak with Millicent. Now, this is actually an important checkpoint for... From there, it's a short distance north to reach the ancient Snow Valley Ruins, where you can find and speak with Millicent.
To think we'd meet in such a place. What could your purpose possibly... No. I know well enough who you are. And what I know is good enough for me. Call upon me again, in battle, should you have the need. I'm searching for a fort to the north of the ruins. I heard the master of the fort was given a medallion that allowed him to visit the Halig Tree. Indeed, I believe that is where Melania will be found. The Halig Tree is hidden somewhere in these northern lands. I'm searching for a fort to the... I heard...
Now, this is actually an important checkpoint for Millicent's quest. If you don't complete her quest up to this point and speak with her before initiating a certain ritual with Melina at the Forge of the Giants, then you may not be able to complete Millicent's questline. And I'll put this out there as a general tip. Killing the Fire Giant and performing the ritual with Melina will close off access to many questlines in the game, so avoid doing it until you've tackled any questlines that are important to you. Okay, moving on. To complete the final stages of Millicent's quest, we'll need to make our way to Miquella's Halig Tree. Getting there is quite the process, so if you haven't done that already, you can watch my guide on how to reach the Halig Tree, which has everything you need to know. I'll put a link to it at the bottom of this video's description. Once you've arrived at the Halig Tree, you'll need to make your way through it until reaching the Prayer Room Site of Grace, which is after defeating Loretta, Knight of the Halig Tree. Make sure to defeat the Cleanrot Knight outside of the Prayer Room before entering, as it might put Millicent in danger if you don't. Speak through all of Millicent's stuff.
Again we meet. I can only surmise our purposes are aligned. In which case, allow me to explain myself. I am of Melania's blood, but in what capacity I know not. I could be sister, daughter, or an offshoot. Whatever the case, though, I am certain of a kinship between us. There is something I must return to Melania, the will that was once her own, the dignity, the sense of self that allowed her to resist the call of the Scarlet Rot, the pride she abandoned, to meet Radahn's measure. There is something the will that was the dignity.
Dialogue in the prayer room, then continue on. Make your way past the enemy turret encampment to reach the Elphiel Inner Wall Site of Grace. You need to roll through some Scarlet Rod to reach the Drainage Channel Site of Grace. From this Site of Grace, you can head back out the west exit and climb the ladder. Make your way across some tree branches to reach a small island with a pit full of Scarlet Rod.
هنا في بوس ايوه.
A legendary Great Grave Glovewort sits in the pit, and trying to reach it will cause a Scarlet Rot variant of Ulcerated Tree Spirit to emerge. Defeat the Tree Spirit to progress Millicent's quest with 2 summoning signs appearing nearby. We're not at the end of Millicent's questline quite yet, however, this is the...
لازم نقتله اقسم بالله والله مرة قوي الكري. الآن والله يا مرة قوي. والله هذا يا رجل أقوى من ميلينيا. نم الخراب. ما نحتاج الفوكس هذا. والله أقسم بالله. ربك مرة قوي. يقولون لازم صح؟
important decision-making moment of it. The gold summoning sign will have you aid Millicent in combat against 4 of her sisters. The red summoning sign will have you challenge/betray Millicent instead. Successfully aiding Millicent will reward you with the Rotten Winged Sword Insignia Talisman, which greatly boosts the damage of successive attacks.
هذا كيف راح يموت هذا؟ ايش نقطة ضعف النار؟ في النار يا رجل. ايش الخرا ذا والله قاعد يجلي. يا اخي قوي والله، يا مرة قوي. ما يطيح. لو نسحب الجهة الثانية حيطيح، لو نسحب هنا حيطيح. هلا، خلينا نجرب القنبلة هذه. شوف حيطيح ولا ما راح يطيح. والله بالدغدغ. لا ما يطيح، المفروض يطيح. والله يا اخي قوي. بعد ذا كله ما يموت. ها حيدغدغ اقسم بالله. 37 28. اسمع انا بقفل البث الين ما نقتله بعدين برجع اشغل.